Hey friends, how are you? I hope you all are nothing short of amazing. I've missed you all so much, and I am so excited to be back talking to you guys. Make sure y'all run it up in the comments. I want to know how everybody's doing, what you've been up to, so on and so forth. So today we're going to mix it up a little. I'm not talking about one of our usual train wrecks. I am talking about none other than Peach McIntyre. In my opinion, the biggest train wreck of them all, regardless of the big bag or the big bank. Sis got big problems. Let's talk about it. So, I've been wanting to talk about her for quite some time now. I just never got around to it. But what prompted me to come back with this video is her last live, and sis was giving nothing less than miserable. It was written all over her face, it was in her demeanor. And I feel like she needs a little slice of humble pie because the very people you're talking to are the ones providing that big bag, big pink, if you will. Let's get into it. Don't get me wrong, I admire what the lady has done as far as social media is concerned and how she gets to that bag. So I have no ill will towards her. I don't dislike her. I have good intentions with this video, and hopefully she listens and takes heed. I'm no doctor, I'm no psychiatrist, I am no psychologist. I'm just calling a spade a spade. And I truly feel like that man, her husband, is bringing her down. I know some of her supporters like to admire the relationship and the marriage and see them as goals because they hide behind the glitz and the glam. He's walking around with a Cuban chain and a bracelet. She's flashing money in their faces every 5 seconds. But when you really get down to the nitty gritty, are you really happy? Are you truly happy? I highly disagree. I doubt that she is. And I mean, she's even expressed it on many occasions, even most recently, but he's never going to take her serious because she isn't going anywhere. I mean, you can ball out at as many casinos as you like. You can sell as many bendable hats as you want. You can have this house, this car, that car. None of that matters because you're miserable. You're miserable. So is it worth it? Is it worth exploiting yourself, your marriage, and your family? Sounds familiar, right, guys? Sounding a lot like Big Parmesan. And we all know how that story played out. But anyway, it's so unfortunate to watch it unfold with this lady Peach because she's about her business. She knows how to utilize her God-given talents, if you will, whatever those may be, in order to create a better life for herself and her children. But she just gives off like no self-worth, just miserable. She's settling. At this point, why is this man here? Like she said, you can pay for a nanny. Why are you keeping this man around? He's clearly only there for the money. Let's be honest. At this point in life, how many times does a man have to show you that he doesn't want you in order for you to wake up? What is it going to take? Is it going to take him leaving you and taking everything you've worked so hard for? Because that's what I see in the near future. I'm no psychic, but that's what it's giving. And friends, can I be honest for a second? What does this woman expect when she's walking around the way she walks around? You have this man all dressed up head to toe. I mean, like he's giving Dapper Dan on a daily basis, and you're walking around in city trends with a bald head and a baseball cap. I'm not saying that the lady deserves to be cheated on. I don't think anybody deserves to be cheated on. I don't agree with that at all. But I must say, she's making it a whole lot easier for him to dip and dab. You know what I mean? Even when they're out in public together, the way she conducts herself is just, it's like, ew. I get that, controversy brings in traffic, which makes you more money, right? We all know that. But at what point is enough enough? Chewing with your mouth open, smacking, being loud, emasculating him in public. I mean, what does this lady really expect? You're selling your soul, sis. There isn't a big bag or big bank that is big enough for me to be out here looking a whole fool, acting a whole fool, especially with my husband. Absolutely not. And what really kills me, friends, is that this woman seems to be so intelligent. She's very well spoken and clearly business minded. So, why are you out here looking and acting the way you do? I truly do not get it. So, a couple of days ago, she went on live and expressed that she feels worthless and that she doesn't want to be here. And I take that very serious, and it's very unfortunate, and I feel really bad for her. And what does it all boil down to, friends? What does it all boil down to? This man. Because she has the money, you have a whole group of beautiful children, you changed your life around, you rebranded yourself, you rebuilt yourself. So why do you feel worthless? Because you allowed this man to make you feel as if you are. And don't get me wrong, as a woman, I totally understand where she is coming from. Yes, our significant others do have a lot of influence over us, and they do have the ability to make us feel certain ways. But all I'm saying is, how many chances is this man going to get to continue to drag you down? How many more chances does he get? You're literally giving him the fuel to continue to drag you down because he can't take you serious. We can't even take you serious because you get on here all down and out, boo-hooing, saying how you feel worthless and you're tired, this, that, and the third. And then the next video, my husband. This man is never going to take you serious. He knows that he can walk all over you, and it's so unfortunate because you have a daughter. This man is literally praised and rewarded for his shortcomings and his disrespect. And you expect him to stop because you shed a few tears? He knows that you're going to be over it in the next 5 minutes. She says that his infidelities and their marital issues is like the main cause of her falling back into this depressive state. And he says that he doesn't consider what she considers infidelity to be infidelity. Peach, if you're listening, this is gaslighting at its finest. Do you hear me? It's not about what he considers to be infidelity. It's about your feelings, and what he's doing to you is gaslighting you by invalidating how you feel. It's not up to him to decide what you should and shouldn't be upset about. That's number one. You have to learn how to identify that. This man is playing on your emotions. That's exactly what he's doing. And the thing that kills me is that he's rewarded for it. So he's going to keep doing it like any narcissist would. Even when you were most recently triggered by him saying, oh, I miss who you used to be. I missed when you would dress up. I miss when you would get your nails done. Who the hell is he to say that when he brought you to this space? And what did you allow that to do to you? Drag you down. You have to learn how to tune this man out because he knows exactly what he is doing. It's so sad. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. And then you said that you cut your hair because it was like a part of you taking your power back because he hates short hair. Sis, what do you want? You want to please the man? Or do you want to drive him further away? I'm confused at this point because you cut your hair off and you're still there. So now you're sad and bald. Like, what was it all for? A part of me low-key believes that you've already checked out mentally when it comes to the marriage, but you're so afraid to take that leap of faith because he's all you've known for so many years. And trust me when I tell you, I totally understand. But at some point, it's time to pick up the pieces. It's time to stop blaming childhood trauma. It's time to stop blaming him. You have to get out of the victim mentality. Because as long as you allow yourself to be the victim, guess what? You'll always be the victim. And you've spoken on this, so you know the vibe, sis. Like, get it together. You don't have the time to allow any man to drag you down because you're a mother. Number one, you have all of these little people depending on you, especially being a special needs mom. That makes it even harder on you. These little people depend on you. Every time you pop out another child, guess what? Another mouth to feed, another brain to develop, and so on and so forth. A child isn't going to keep that man. Not at all. I don't understand why these women do this. Like, you know, he was cheating 5 kids ago. Why have 5 more? Why? And you speak about breaking generational curses because of the tumultuous relationship you have with your mother since you were a child. You may have broken that curse, but guess what? You're creating a new one for your children, because every time they see mommy in bed crying, depressed, not being able to function, guess what? It's traumatic for them. So you broke one curse to start a new one? At this point, it's time to think about your children. Forget about him. They come a dime a dozen. There's nothing special about this man, and you love him. You've invested so many years, I get that. But at what point is enough going to be enough for you? It's not like this man is providing, or, you know, he's bringing food to the table. Sis, you are the table. You brought the table. You're the bread and butter. He's there enjoying it, having his cake and eating it too, because you're allowing him to do so. So you want to talk about breaking generational curses? Break this one before it even starts. End it. End it. Forget about the past. Forget about the history. Think about your future. You're doing well for yourself. Is he really worth you hitting rock bottom again and losing everything you worked hard for? I doubt it. Because if that big bag and that big bank disappears, guess what? He will too. Believe me when I tell you, he will. And let's not forget, men are visual. So without the money and the glitz and the glam and the bank and the bag, or whatever you want to call it, you're not really giving this man anything to look forward to. What, besides the fact that you have history and children? That doesn't matter. He has to wake up to a bald head, a loud mouth. You never look put together. And I say this with nothing but love. I'm not trying to be mean about it, but I'm just saying, you don't make it hard for the man to stray, if I'm being honest. You really don't. And like I said earlier, that's no excuse for anything, but I feel like that is something you should consider if you want your marriage to work out. And I'm going to leave you with this. You're beautiful, you're driven, you're intelligent, you're worthy. Start acting like it. Tell yourself that on a daily basis. Put it on sticky notes, whatever you have to do to get out of the space that you're in, because I really would hate to see this man make you lose everything that you've worked so hard for. It would be such a tragedy. And I'm going to leave you with that. I wish you nothing but the best. Friends, at this point, I am completely done with this video. You already know the vibes. Like what you like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. And I will talk to you down below and in the next video. Love you all. Thank you for rocking out with me. Thank you for staying down with me, for those of you who are still here.